What things should be kept private from your soul, no matter how healthy your relationship is? The unkind shit you think when you're angry and tired. It will absolutely never help at all to say any of it out loud, and even if you don't have a particularly big fight or break up over it, you'll still regret it, and they'll still remember. Possibly also what you think about how hot other people are, depending on how jealous, insecure your soul is. It's important to protect the person you love most from the worst of yourself. Journals. My partner writes in one every night before bed, and I have no idea what any of it says. If she wants to share with me, she can. Those are her private thoughts and feelings until she decides differently. Same goes for me. You're a good person. I remember finding out basically my whole family read my journals as a kid. They didn't get why that made me cry either. My ex-wife used to interrogate me after every therapy session I had. My midnight snack stash. I don't have any, but I think I should have some. Bro, you deserve some secret snacks. I want to believe this is a conversation between two raccoons. Your Reddit username and password. My husband knows my Reddit username, I know his as well. We just have enough respect to not go snooping. Very occasionally, we stumble across one another's comments, but always on super casual threads we've probably told each other about anyway. I like going into my husband's account and upvoting all his comments and posts. Even though my wife and I have been happily married for 6 years, we decided we would never go for a shit while the other is in the shower. We're just not going there. That's just common decency. I don't know why, but I know that shit somehow smells so much worse in a foggy room than a dry one. Nobody should have to be in an enclosed space with that fresh hell. The smell receptors in your nose work best in high humidity environments, so you are actually more sensitive to smell with the shower on. Your methamphetamine production business. Which of your friends or family don't like them? It will do nothing but upset them, and worse, create a bigger problem between them. I would also like to add to that if one of your friends or family members don't like your SO, and you aren't at the very least making them be polite and respectful when they have to be around each other, you are the main problem in that scenario. Also, just because they don't like your partner doesn't mean they aren't right for you. Not everyone is going to like everyone. Some people don't like people just because. My steady supply of jokes. I set up my Android to send me a joke every night at 5 p.m., and I tell it to my husband later on, before I jump in the shower. He always asks where I'm getting this stuff from, and I just laugh and shut the bathroom door. I would like him to continue thinking of me as this endless joke fairy for the rest of our lives. That's funny because I was sorting through newest comments, and I saw one that was like, my wife uses an app to get a joke that she tells me every night. I'll never tell her I know she uses the app because I want her to think she's funny. How many Lego Death Stars I have bought. I love that you require multiple. So did the Empire. That I know you keep a secret stash of chocolate in the Tampax box. Not my business? My mom kept a big bag of mini baking chocolate kisses. My mom hated that my dad would eat them straight from the bag. So she started moving them around the house to hide them. Different drawer, behind the silverware, in a box of crackers, etc. One day I walked in on my dad, standing in the cleaning closet with the bleach and brooms, and saw him eating chocolate kisses from a towel rack filled with cat toys and dusters. He said that occasionally, he'd buy bags, himself, to refill what he took, just to keep it interesting. That you know you're the pet's favorite person. Oof, I am absolutely both of our dogs' favorite person. We both know it, but I would never ever say that to my wife. Things that you don't like about their body. They just don't need to know. If you are concerned about their health or hygiene, that warrants a conversation, but making comments about physical flaws completely unnecessary. My ex used to always make little jabs about my appearance. I think he thought that those were things I didn't realize were wrong with me, and that I would correct them if they were brought to my attention. Every single comment is burned in my brain, and did nothing but make me more self-conscious. My current partner never ever makes negative comments about my body. And when I point out my own flaws, he always spins them into something charming and unique about me. It's really nice. Oh man, reminds me of the Reddit post with the woman whose SO would tell her every day how badly she smelled. Poor woman showered and brushed her teeth multiple times a day, and the dude still told her. Eventually, she flipped her shit on him and learned his dad taught him to purposely insult her like this so she would feel low and stay with him. Gross. Where I hide the secret. Spare pair of scissors I keep for when he's lost all the other 11 pairs of scissors we own, and I need to trim a chip bag down to make getting to the chips easier. I had a pair of nail clippers stashed away because they were never where they were supposed to be. After my wife passed away, I found 9 pairs. In her desk drawers, in purses she hadn't used in years, 3 pair, and with her makeup. My wife is sensitive about animals, so anytime I read some sort of tragedy related to an animal, I hide it from her. Sometimes, no matter how attractive your partner is to you and no matter how much you love them, there is an aspect to them that is unchangeable but that you find gross or annoying or just generally less than attractive. Clogged nose pores, a laugh that sounds like a muppet, big toenails that just look a little bit weird, or that single long hair growing from inside their ear that just keeps coming back no matter what they do. If it's going to make them feel insecure or unloved, this is something you should just keep to yourself. In a relationship, you learn each other's weak points and vulnerabilities, and using them against your partner is a boundary that, once you cross it, you can't come back from. Once you make someone feel like they can't trust you with their vulnerable self, your relationship is on its way out. My dad has mentioned a few times that in their 40+ years of marriage, he's never gone in her top dresser drawer or purse. As a woman, I really don't get the purse thing. I have absolutely nothing private in there, lol. At my job, men always say that, "Oh, I'll let her do it, I never go in her purse." And to be honest, the woman always seems a little annoyed because she has to do it herself. Hospital setting, she doesn't feel good. I don't know if it is a generational thing or purses are mysterious to most men or what, but I have also asked my boyfriend for something specific out of my purse and he will just bring me the whole thing, lol. What do you think we have in there? I frequently get into my wife's purse. Not to snoop, but to get her keys or something else that for some damn reason is impossible to find in there. It's like a black hole. Sometimes I'll just walk the whole thing to the car to unlock it instead of digging through. Your psychologist therapy sessions. I had an ex that used to demand I tell him what I talked about in my sessions, and it was super uncomfortable. With my current partner, we are both in therapy, and if it's a phone session, the other goes in a different room. If we want to talk about something we told the psych or something, we will tell our psych at the next appointment we do. But I would never ask, and nor would he. We might ask, "How did it go?" To which the other may say, "It was good," or "It was emotionally draining," but that's as far as it should go. These are personal sessions, not couples therapy. We're not in that. Other people's secrets. They're not yours to share. Edit. What I mean by this is agreeing to keep something confidential and then going against it. I have so much respect for people who keep other people's secrets. I know a friend who does this, and it was honestly annoying at first considering that we're close. Then I grew up understanding why she does it. It's not her secret to tell, and that would also mean she values the privacy of the things I share with her. I have a special trick for keeping other people's secrets. I just forget the secret right afterwards. I have terrible memory for these things. Things you aren't ready to talk about yet. I have a lot of trauma, and I'm not always ready to talk or explain. However, I'm lucky my partner respects that, and has let me open up at my own pace. No matter how healthy a relationship is, there'll always come a time where you have resentful thoughts of your spouse. Those should be kept to yourself, as most of them pass quickly. The only time you should share them is if they're persisting in some behavior that is hurting you, and then it should be done calmly and not in the heat of the moment. For instance, if you got home from work tired to find your spouse binge watching a TV show, but the sink is full of dirty dishes, the impulse may be to lace into them. Don't. Go ahead and do the dishes, and tomorrow, when that initial flash of anger has passed, discuss the issue. People say arguments can be healthy in a relationship, but it all comes down to how you argue. Spouses, at least if they're good ones, know intimate details about you, your past, and how you think and feel. This gives them weapons to hurt you, and it may be tempting to use such weapons when angry. But if you know your spouse has a sore spot about their dad, and you say in anger, "This is why your dad never loved you," you have permanently damaged your relationship. And that damage builds up over time. Successful relationships survive because people rein themselves in that moment. Even when they're angry, they don't want to inflict wounds like that. So whenever the impulse arises to use those weapons in anger, resist the temptation. You may forget what you did quickly, but they won't. The location of your ships while playing Battleship. Your second family. Your internet browser history. You take that shit to the grave. What things should be kept private from yours? So leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.